Hello and welcome to my little pitch here. I've got a couple of media products which I'd like to throw to you, and I think that they're basically going to be massive and be successful basically. The first one I have is a song. So when I was thinking of putting together a media product, I kind of looked through things like music videos. And for example, I was looking at Ed Sheeran videos and stuff, and the videos are really kind of interesting. And also I obviously enjoyed the music, and I thought a song would be a great way to go about it. But clearly I don't have a voice like people like Ed Sheeran, so I thought I'd go for the more kind of comedic route. So because there's been so many examples over the last 15-20 years of comedy songs that get like really massive online, especially recently, and also some of them chart quite well as well. Like a recent example was Ylvis in 2013 with a song called What Does the Fox Say? They then came out and said it was basically just a joke that they put online and expected a couple hundred views, and within I think it was about a month they had 300 million views on YouTube. And it was charting all around the world, and basically everyone became obsessed. And so, though the likelihood of that happening for me doing something would be slim, there's always a chance of it. So yeah, and then I would go around kind of, first of all, like produce the song. So I'm going to show you a brief demo of kind of how I would want it to be, however I'd want, because the vocals aren't particularly brilliant from my part, so I'd like to produce it a lot heavier and use things like auto-tune for the actual thing, like people like Ylvis did. But this is just a brief demo.
My favorite food is cake.
It's an interesting song.
It's the coolest thing to bake. Every day when I wake, I just wanna eat some cake.
And that's enough of that. As you can tell, it's a song about cake, because when I wrote it, I was just kind of thinking of ideas and something that would make people laugh, and as you, I think, have just proven there, it's something that makes people laugh, and it's something that people just kind of sit at and go, yeah, I do actually quite like cake, and it's a little jokey thing just to, it's just a bit of fun basically. It's not particularly to be taken exactly seriously, it's not going to win a Grammy. But yeah, so there's that, and for the production of it, I went around, so I did some vocals in a studio, and like I said, for the actual thing, I would like to put some kind of effects and stuff onto the vocals to actually make it seem listenable. But then the instrumental behind it was fairly simple, because I put together different loops from from GarageBand. And so yeah, I kind of combined lots of different pre-recorded instrumentals from GarageBand and put it all together into the one little piece that I did there. And so yeah, that all works quite well, and obviously combine it all in SoundForge, which is a fairly simple task and quite enjoyable, quite frankly. And so then I would go around promoting it, and it's nowadays with kind of social media era, it's really easy to promote stuff like that. So I would post it on sites like YouTube and Vimeo and places like that, and then I would share it via social media, all the platforms, Twitter, Facebook, etc. And the idea being that people who watched it would in theory, it'd find it funny or something. And so they then share it with all their friends, who then find it, watch it, share it, etc. So it kind of, like Ylvis and other songs like it, just spreads really quickly. And so then there would possibly, be money to be made out of it if it really went that well, because you could have advertising and stuff like that. And if it went really well, you could even release it. But it's always good to start, slow. So are there any questions on product one at all?
Did you have any help composing that? Did you?
I did have a bit of help at the start because my colleague Kieran, he put together the drum solo because he's actually good at playing physical drums, and he messed around with the I think it's the MIDI keyboard for GarageBand, which worked quite well. And so then I found the other instrumental pieces to kind of put it all together. So yeah, and he helped record the vocals as well, because obviously I needed an engineer at the time, so I was in studio.
Great. But what type of person do you think is going to be, what's your market here? Who are you aiming this at?
Yeah, target audience really would be probably quite young. I'd say early teens, or maybe even younger, but obviously because the fact that it's on the internet, it probably would be around 13, 14 kind of thing, because especially around this time of year it would be good as well, because let's face it, teenagers, when it comes to exam season, they like to procrastinate for 3 minutes and find stuff on the internet. And so I think this would be a perfect kind of thing to take the mind off things and just, so yeah, I'd say it's very young. So obviously if I was targeting people about 40, they probably wouldn't particularly appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, good.
Okay. More questions on that one, or should we move on?
No.
Okay, so product 2 is something which I'm much more familiar with, and it's a radio show, which the idea of it came completely by fluke, to be honest, because I was just sat in, I was just coming up with ideas for different things, and then coming up with an idea for a radio show, and I thought, what is my favourite genre of music? And I'm into a variety, but I like pop, and I especially like really cheesy 90s, noughties pop. And I think a lot of people my age, especially 90s, like people who were born in the 90s, so late teens, early 20s, we were brought up in a generation of, especially 90s and noughties, just really cheesy music, like Hanson and Bob, for example, which was amazing. You had stuff in noughties like the Cheeky Girls, and all of it became really big. So I decided to put a show together all about cheese, and I thought, as well as playing cheesy music, I could then give cheesy facts about actual cheese. So basically, it would just be a show all about the greatest food in the world, cheese in my opinion, and the greatest genre of music in the world, which isn't exactly a genre, but just really cheesy music.
Okay.
And then, so I sat down and tried to think of a name for it, and I originally came up with a few terrible ideas, but then speaking to a member of staff who works in radio, we both kind of came up together with the ingenious idea of having it named after a day, because that's the way the radio station, which is going to go on Chapel Radio, runs on. So they have, for example, Music Mondays, Request Wednesday, stuff like that. So we then looked up the French for cheese, which is fromage. So we settled on the name Fromage Friday. And here is a brief extract of it. Excuse the small instrumental. Why, hello there, and welcome to Fromage Friday, a show all about the literal and metaphorical cheese. The metaphorical basically being cheesy music. Because that's right, we're going to serve you an amazing cheese board of the cheesiest tunes around. Yes, I'm going to say cheese quite a lot during this show. So if you're lactose intolerant, I'm sorry, this show might not be for you. Okay, of course, because there's no actual cheese. But we do have some very cheesy facts about cheese. Do you like cheese? I like cheese. So, why don't we sort of start with our first cheesy song, because of course Chasing Status is not cheesy at all, basically it just goes on from there. So on that show I just kind of put together some cheesy facts, and I've had lists of the most expensive cheeses, and I also found an amazing list of the internet's favourite cheeses. It's brilliant. So yeah, it's just everyone who loves anything to do with actual cheese or musical cheese will just love this show. It's going to be an hour long, and I've done a couple of demos for it. This one was the first, and so yeah, I think it would be really good. The producing it is fairly simple because it's just me in a radio studio using Soundforce to record it and Winamp to play the playlists and stuff. So then use all the usual kit like the desk and mic and stuff like that. And it's really fun. And yeah, any questions on that?
I'm just wondering about your target audience for that, really, because it's quite a specialist show, isn't it?
It's very specialist, yeah. It's quite a narrow audience because obviously, but I think as it's going to 90s and noughties, people of a similar race to me, quite a lot, are kind of, if you look at the charts, it's still very poppy. So it's still popular, and people like me would like to go back to their childhood and listen to this sort of stuff they were growing up to. And it's happy and cheesy, and it just puts you in a really good mood for a Friday.
Okay. So is this something you see happening on a weekly basis?
In theory, yeah.
And do you think it could develop into maybe you could bring different days in with different subjects? Is that what you would be thinking about?
Yeah, I think it could be a really good idea. And I think again with social media to promote it as well, as it's an online radio station, it could just grow and grow.
Okay.
And again, it would be a similar thing of if people listen to it and like it, they'd share it and stuff like that.
So I'm wondering what sort of time of day would you think this would be broadcast?
I'm thinking kind of mid-afternoon, sort of 4, 5 in the afternoon kind of thing, because people of my age generally, if it's kind of 6 o'clock onwards on a Friday, you're more into your dance music to get ready for a night out, whereas this is kind of a nice warm-up.
Warm up before, very
Feel
good idea. Yeah. Anything else?
Very good.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's a very good presentation, thank you very much.